sugar in the absence of excess calories is not harmful to humans.
So I came across this video by cardiologist Dr. Mohammed Alo, and he is clearly upset. Upset enough to post this rant about keto carnivore Dr. Cywes just because he happens to be talking about insulin resistance. But it's not that he's triggered that I want to point out. It's what he actually says that I think we should discuss.
One of the things we look at is the majority of my patients have insulin resistance, which results in obesity, diabetes, metabolic syndrome. They have ill health related to insulin resistance.
Okay, I don't see anything controversial there about what Dr. Cywes said.
Insulin resistance, which results in obesity, diabetes, metabolic syndrome. They have ill health.
Was tagged in this video by a surgeon. This is a surgeon who now thinks he's a metabolic insulin resistance expert. Here's one of these guys that was morbidly obese. Same story you hear all the time. Discovered this thing called keto, cut out carbs.
So this is the tell. Dr. Alo is not engaging with the science, he's mocking the person. One of these guys, morbidly obese, found keto, thinks carbs are the problem. I wouldn't call that medical analysis. I'd call that sarcasm in a lab coat. And you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable going to see a doctor or a cardiologist who plays a mean girl on TikTok during their lunch break.
Discovered this thing called keto, cut out carbs, which is literally cutting out 60 to 65% of your calories, and suddenly lost weight and now thinks it's the carbs fault or the insulin resistance fault. That's the problem. No, the problem is you're eating way too many calories. It's insulin's job, as well as other hormones, to help store those calories. You cut out 60% of your calories in an isocaloric diet. Every study that's ever been done on isocaloric diets, whether they were diabetic or not diabetic, and eating carbs or not eating carbs, every study that's ever been done showed the same amount of weight loss, whether they ate carbs or not, as long as it was isocaloric.
Well, here's the trap, and it shows that he's kind of stopped thinking at this point. Yes, removing 60% of the volume that you eat is going to help you lose weight, short term. But what we're talking about here is not a caloric change, it's a hormonal and metabolic shift. And if you're eating a keto or a carnivore diet, it's very likely you're going to be consuming more calories. Keto and carnivore work not because they reduce calories, they reduce the thing that drives the hunger, the thing that causes fat storage, and the thing that results in energy crashes, carbs. And this is especially so in metabolically broken individuals.
This guy's just a surgeon trying to make some stuff up so that he can get more clients for his metabolic, disease, metabolic health clinic or whatever.
Now, this part is where I think he crosses the line. This is not just a disagreement anymore. He's accusing a licensed professional of lying to get clients. That's not debate, that's a personal attack. And I would guess this is one of the kind of things that edges into defamation territory. No evidence, no citations, just throwing out accusations. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. I'm no legal expert, but it just seems pretty off to me. And one last thing, Dr. Alo's new book. This part really shocked me. On the cover of the book, it says, "We can completely eliminate heart disease." Well, actually, it's got an exclamation point there. So it says, "We can completely eliminate heart disease." Not reduce risk, not lower inflammation. Completely eliminate it, guys. You've been doing everything wrong. Just follow my instructions, okay? Again, I'm not a legal expert, but here are my thoughts. This is a medical claim from, as he tells us, a board-certified cardiologist. And it's on the cover of a commercial product. Again, I would love to know your thoughts. Is this okay, medically, legally, ethically, for a cardiologist to make this kind of claim? I would have thought not, unless it's supported by peer-reviewed evidence, clearly contextualized, what kind of heart disease, what population, and not misleading to the general public. But I'm not sure it's any of these things. But again, I'm not a legal expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a researcher. And when you think about heart disease, it's not really one condition. It includes coronary artery disease, congenital heart defects, arrhythmias, and inflammatory cardiomyopathies. And I don't think you're fixing all of those with a Mediterranean diet, statins, and canola oil. And here's the double standard. The same doctor that claims that he can completely eliminate heart disease also says that carnivore cannot possibly reverse type 2 diabetes, even though we've seen hundreds of people do exactly that, on camera with lab results. So which is it? If we're supposed to believe that canola oil and a statin can completely erase a global disease category, why are carnivores being labeled dangerous for pointing out actual reversals? This isn't about tribalism or being anti-doctor. It's about holding mainstream medicine to the same standard they expect everyone else to be at. Because if you're going to promise that you can completely eliminate heart disease on a book cover, you surely don't get to dismiss other people's real results. And to discover how we got here, watch this video next.